Hello and good day to each and everyone. I am Khalid Ismail, a third year student taking a Bachelor of Science in Fisheries. So today, we are going to discuss about the Module 1, which is the Fish Reproductive Biology. So under this topic, it includes the anatomy, physiology, and reproductive strategies. So what is fish reproductive anatomy? So like we humans, fishes, and other aquatic organisms also have reproductive system. So the major function of reproductive system is to ensure the survival of the species. Within the context of producing offspring, there are some functions of reproductive systems, and these are to produce eggs and sperm cells, to support and sustain these cells, and to nurture the developing offspring. The reproductive system of fish are composed of testes, ovaries, eggs, and intromittent organ. Testes. This is a paired and elongated that are attached to the dorsal wall of the body by mesocercum. Mesocercum, it is a fibrous shield of connective tissue. Like we humans, most of male fishes have also two testes of similar sizes. In sharks, the testes on the right side is usually larger. The testes of some teleost fish contains a very fine coiled tubes called seminiferotubus, which located with testes and are the specific location of meiosis and the subsequent creation of male gametes, namely spermatozoa. Most fish do not possess seminiferous tubules. Instead, sperm produced in a spherical structure called sperm ampullae, which act as a storage chamber of semen and contribute secretion to it. These are the seasonal structures releasing their contents during the breeding season. Ovaries. Ovaries are hollow sac-like organ into which extend numerous, vigorous, fold-lined by germinal epithelium. Many of these features found in ovaries are common to all vertebrates, including follicular cells and tuna albuginea. There may be hundreds or even million fertile eggs present in the ovary of fish at any given time. Ovary of teleost often contains lymph-filled space which opens into oviduct. Oviduct is a narrow duct which transport male sperm cells into eggs and provides a suitable environment for fertilization. In some elasmobranchs, the ovary develops fully only in the primitive jawless fish. In some teleosts, there is only one. Fish ovaries may be classified into three types. First is the gymnovaries primitive condition, which is found in lungfish and bowfin. Second is the secondary gymnovarian, which is found in salmonids. And the last is the cystovaries, which characterize in most of teleost, where the ovary of lumen has continuity with the oviduct. Now, let's proceed with the eggs. The eggs of fish and amphibians are jelly-like. Cartilaginous fish eggs fertilized internally. Male inseminates the eggs after the female lays them. Fish eggs have macroscopic and microscopic characteristics that vary according to the reproductive strategy of the species. In ichthyoplankton samples, the identification of fish eggs provide information on the spawning areas and the biology of their dispersion. The macroscopic criteria such as diameter, color, the degree of adhesiveness, the absence of gelatinous coating are not even accurate for identifying species or even the genus to which they belong. The picture showed is a diagram of fish egg. A is a vitelline membrane, B is chorion, C is yolk, D is oil globule, E is a previtelline space, and F is embryo. Now, let us proceed to intromittent organ. An intromittent organ is a general term for an external organ of a male organism that specializes to deliver sperm during copulation. One of the examples is this male mosquito fish. wherein it has a gonopodium, an anal fin that function as intermittent organ. Male cartilaginous fishes such as sharks and rays also have anal fin which functions as intermittent organ. So these reproductive appendages which allows the internal fertilization. So when ready for mating, the gonopodium becomes erect and point forward towards the females. So the male shortly insert the organ into the sex opening of female with hook-like adaptation that allows the fish to grip into the female to ensure impregnation. So the sperm is preserved in the female's oviduct, and this allows the females to fertilize themselves without the further assistance from males.
Good day everyone, I am Sitra Abdurrahman and today I am going to discuss to you about physiology of fish reproductive biology. So, oogonia development in teleost fish varies according to the group in the determination of oogenesis dynamics. So, it allows the understanding of maturation and fertilization processes. It changes in the nucleus, ooplasm, and the surrounding layers characterize the oocyte maturation process. And in biology, oogonia or oogenesis is an immature female reproductive cell that gives rise to primary oocyte by mitosis. So next is postovulatory follicles. It is a structure formed after oocyte release. So they do not have endocrine function, present a wide irregular lumen, and are rapidly reabsorbed in a process involving the apoptosis of a follicular cell. A degenerative process called follicular atresia reabsorbs phytologenic oocytes not spawned. So later on we will know about what is follicular atresia is. So this process can also occur but less frequently in oocytes and in other development stages. So next is apoptosis. Apoptosis, it is a form of programmed cell death. It is a critical component in maintaining homeostasis and growth in all tissues. It also plays a significant role in immunity and cytotoxicity. Yes, because it is indicated that apoptosis can be induced in fish by exposure to environmental stressors during different stages of the fish life cycle. Next, we will have the follicular atresia. Follicular atresia or degeneration process is a widespread phenomenon in the ovaries of vertebrates including fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Both intra-ovarian and extra-ovarian factors have been observed to influence follicular growth and atresia. So as what I've said earlier, this process reabsorbs phytologenic oocytes not spawned. So what causes follicular atresia? Atresia is a hormonally controlled apoptotic process that depends dominantly on granulosa cell apoptosis. Meaning follicular atresia is inhibited by follicle stimulating hormone or the FSH, which promotes follicle development. And once that the follicle has developed, it secretes estrogen, which in high levels decreases secretions of fish stimulating hormone or the FSH. Some fish are hermaphrodites, meaning having both testes and ovaries either at different phases in their life cycle or, as in hamlets, have them simultaneously. Hermaphrodites occur when a given individual in a species possesses both male and female reproductive organs, or can alternate between possessing first one and then the other. So, hermaphroditism is common in invertebrates but rare in vertebrates. It can be contrasted with gonochorism. Gonochorism means It is where each individual in a species is either male or female and remains that way throughout their lives. And most fish are gonophories, but hermaphroditism is known to occur in 14 families of tailless fishes. So I have here example of how fish mate and hermaphroditism. So this one and this one. Later on, it will be tackled by the next reporter about hermaphrodites or hermaphroditism. So that's all. Thank you.
Each and everyone, I'm the last reporting of Group 1. My topic for today is about reproductive strategies. Okay, what is reproductive strategies? Reproductive strategies are structural, functional, and behavioral adaptation that improve the mating or fertilization and enhance infant survival. There are 5 modes of fertilization. One of these are ovuliparity. Ovuliparity means the female lays unfertilized eggs. The example of these are salmon, tuna, chichil, and eels. Nag-provide ako ng picture upang maging guide at madali niyong maintindihan. The second is oviparity. Oviparity rather. The oviparity means egg bearers. This is the opposite of ovuliparity. Oviparity means the fish lay eggs that are fertilized eggs. Example of this, horned shark and skates. Then the next is ovoviviparity, means the eggs develop inside the mother's body. Example of this is coelacanth, guppies, and so on. Viviparity. It refers to the animals that give birth to develop the live young individuals. There are 2 types of viviparity. These are histotropic viviparity, means tissue eating. This obtain nutrients from the other tissue, which means this called our ophagy. Then the next is homotropic. Homotropic is blood eating. This provide nutrition from the mothers directly, which is the placenta. Then the next is, what is hermaphroditism? Hermaphroditism means it's an organism that has both male and female reproductive organs and can perform both male and female. Hermaphroditism has a different type. One of these are sequential hermaphroditism. Sequential hermaphroditism means the animals start out as one sex and switches to the other sex later in each life. These include the protogyny and potandry. Protogyny means animals develop first from female to and switch to the male. Then the next is sexual parasitism. Sexual parasitism means this is the type actually of specialized reproduction. Then the example of sexual parasitism is anglerfish. As you can see in the picture, the male is much smaller than female. Next is unisexuality. Unisexuality is a method of which individuals develop without fertilization. This includes parthenogenesis and gynogenesis. Gynogenesis is a form of asexual reproduction which unfertilized eggs develop into a new individuals. Then, gynogenesis is a form of parthenogenesis. It is a system of asexual reproduction that requires the presence of sperm. The unique reproductive mode is called internal gametic association, which animals introduce the sperm into the ovary by copulation. Actual sperm expulsion does not occur until the eggs have been placed into the seawater. Inbreeding avoidance and inbreeding depression. Inbreeding avoidance occurs based on a competition between sperm of a rival race for achieving fertilization. As inbreeding cases, it often causes that decreases in productivity, which is the term of inbreeding depression, of decreased growth rate, fecundity, etc.
And that would be all. Thank you so much for your listening. I hope you learned something. Keep safe, everyone.